Howdy. If you've seen my streams or my Discord the past couple of months, you knew this was coming. In case some of you don't know me, I never have really been into gacha games. It's no secret I'm a slave to nice anime ladies with big mommy milkies, but even that never roped me in to throw my wallet at gachas, or even really play them. No matter the genre, gachas have always been those games I try once or twice out of curiosity, and then pretty much never play them again. But there's this sick fighting game called Granblue Fantasy Versus that ended up being my gateway into gacha games. How, you ask? Well, it has what I consider to be one of the best forms of fighting game single-player content, the RPG Mode. Might be considered a hot take, I know, but bear with me on this. One of the various things I've continuously praised this mode for is being an amazing introduction into the world of Granblue Fantasy. And not just the lore and the characters, I mean the actual gacha game itself. The grid system, the rarity on weapon pulls, grinding resources. All that combined with all of the mobile game codes that they give you with every DLC, you can tell they really tried their best to bring both their audiences together. But what really blew my mind was this feature. Dude, the autoplay feature is a game changer, bro! Now I know what some of you are thinking. Why frick would I want the game to play for me? That's stupid. Aren't the CPUs really dumb? How can they even win for you? Fair points, yes. But when you have a fiance and various other things constantly occupying your time, a feature like this is still a godsend. Like some of you have probably already seen before, I've really enjoyed being able to put the CPUs on auto, set the best healing skills I can, and then I'm free to draw or do whatever else I want to do. Grinding for certain items becomes much less tedious too. So, you see where I'm going with this? Now this got me thinking, do actual gacha games have a feature like this? With the effort I put into optimizing grids as well as my newfound fascination with the Granblue world, my friends eventually told me I might as well just be playing the mobile game.
What kind of grid did you build for your characters? Let me see.
Oh, what the?
I
It was a very terrible
made,
battle.
like,
Sad.
grids for each element.
Yeah, that's what I did, but like, let me see.
I lead.
I mainly focused on weapons that have, like, crit, boosts. Because then you can make sure that you constantly deal, like, good damage.
You know
This
what?
motherfucker-
You're
You're
literally a
mind-
Granblue player. Just play the fucking gacha.
But they've also told me how much of a grind Granblue can be, and how it would probably be a while before I can really play the game fully on auto. So naturally, I wanted to know if there's games where you can play more casually. My homies then told me about Princess Connect and Blue Archive, and how the inherent gameplay of those games is automatic. This was it. This was the gameplay I was looking for. Something with low commitment I could do casually while I draw. When I first started Princess Connect, I can't say it absolutely blew me away. I'm not super into the fantasy RPG sort of settings, but the art and the characters give everything a very cutesy, inviting tone. I did have to watch a couple of guide videos to fully understand all the resources and whatnot, but after that, it really does feel like a nice light game I can poke into off and on casually. But then, I went to Blue Archive. Just like Precon, I did watch a couple of videos just to make sure I understood things. And after a bit of progression, woohoo, boy, this game got me hooked. And yes, you'd figure the cute girls would obviously be a part of the appeal, but dude, just look at some of these characters, man. I mean, I'm not complaining, but when you're a Westerner trying this game out, some of the design choices and interactions for these characters could make you raise an eyebrow. Since I'm giving you guys my honest experience with gacha though, I think we can talk about the more central aspects of the game and its content without getting too weird about it. When the frick am I gonna pull Shun though? I want my teacher lady already, jeez! I'm not trying to turn this into a full-on review, but the game overall is just fantastic. Cute art style, futuristic setting with a bit of fantasy, absolutely banging music, and I'm even enjoying the story more than I expected. The character dynamics are cute and full of hilarious and wacky shenanigans. This story's got some girls finding a robot girl in some ruins and disguising her as a student to save their game design club. Other girls are doing straight up armed robbery to take their money back from the black market. Like, holy frick, man, it's wild. And the gameplay structure is just so satisfying for me. Being able to auto a good amount of stuff here and there was great. And even when the enemies get too strong and you have to do stuff yourself, it's pretty much just real-time strategy stuff with the card system sort of like one step from Eden. Like, you could just grind sweeps and level up the units so you can brute force things, but strategically making your teams and using the skills with precision and timing to clear levels when you're like 10 or 15 levels below the recommended one, feels pretty darn good, man. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got addicted pretty quickly. In the midst of all this, I finally decided to really start Granblue Fantasy. I took a homie's advice and joined right when an event was starting, so I got a lot of free rolls to build up inventory and party members. To be honest, I've hardly made any story progress yet, but just like with Granblue Versus, I've felt unusually content just organizing and optimizing grids, with what I can for now anyway. I'm sure you guys can definitely tell what my favorite Granblue race is. Oh boy. And just like with the few times I've opened up Fire Emblem Heroes, I've also realized even the simple act of just doing pulls and getting your favorite characters is super satisfying. Getting Felicia and Kagero, getting Narmaya? My pop-offs were real, man. Despite all this casual enjoyment, I have still been exposed to the big negative stigma around gachas. Some of you that play them probably have gotten the default reactions from people when you start playing a gacha game. It's usually a reaction of concern. With all the fun I've been having, though, it may surprise y'all to hear, I still haven't spent a dime. Of course, it depends on the game and what determines your own enjoyment, but from what I've seen, a lot of gachas, you don't actually have to spend money. And even when you do decide to spend money, you're told there's no going back once you do. It's up to the player to do it responsibly. The gacha system is essentially gambling, after all. But for me personally, I've had a lot of fun with casual progression, and it's definitely much less demanding than playing fighting games. So at the very least, you'll likely see more streams from me doing event pulls or auto-grinding while I draw and stuff. So, that's where I'm at with gachas right now. But how about you guys? Feel free to share your thoughts and origin stories in the comments. I'm curious to see what you all think of these sort of games. For now though, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a chill time. If you like me, be sure to subscribe. If you want more to see, check out what's next to the chibi. Links to my social media or anything else I may have mentioned is in the description. That's all for now. Laters.
Mayhem, dropping drama, radical rebel with the need to bomber. Fake MC, then I hang 'em higher. The mic is mine, time to paint the